Okay, Alex, so obviously Fightstore prides themselves on the quality of the products and having the knowledge base there from years of martial arts to be able to, whoever comes in the store, you can tell them the right product to get. So
we can try.
We can try.
They don't always take our advice, but we can try. Yeah.
Here's a little pop quiz for you. So I'm a beginner walking into your store. I'm unsure about what glove to buy. What are you going to recommend?
Well, we can start pulling some down in a sec, but one of the first things I'll say to beginners is, what sport are you doing? A lot of people say, I'm a beginner, and a great example was we had a girl trying to buy MMA gloves, and it turned out she was doing kickboxing, so just making sure we know what it is that they're actually wanting for the sport, first of all. We tend to have, when we can, we look at size and build. So if somebody calls us up on the phone, for instance, one of the first questions I'll ask is, what kind of size guy are you? Are you a 65 kilo guy? Are you 110 kilos? Because that's going to make a big bearing on what gloves you want. Have you got big hands? Have you got small hands? Every company makes gloves differently. I mean, we're quite well known for Fairtex gloves. Yeah, I'll pull two down. They're both yellow, which doesn't make any difference to the glove whatsoever. Yeah, but as you can see, you've got two very, very different gloves here. This is called the BGV9. Fairtex brought this out, I think it was last year. I think we've been selling these for about a year. They might have brought them out in Thailand earlier than that, but they've started becoming available about the last 12 months. They've got a long wrist cuff, which is great for wrist support, but it means that making the Thai plumb is harder. So if you're doing kickboxing or boxing which doesn't utilise the clinch all that much, then this glove might be a good glove for you. However, with all Fairtex gloves, they've got a small hand compartment. You've got really big hands and you're wanting to wrap your hands up. This might not be a great glove for you. It's a great quality glove. The leather's good. The padding's thin at the front, so if you're wanting a lot of knuckle protection, this glove isn't necessarily going to be the right glove for you. This one is the BGV1. It's an absolute, it's the Fairtex standard. It's got a very, very short wrist, which is terrible if you want good wrist support. However, it's a great, great little glove if you're wanting to punch through somebody's guard. Then the compactness of this glove makes it a good glove. However, again, I used a pair of BGV1s for about a year. I've got long fingers and reasonably large hands, and this glove wasn't a great glove for me, so I switched to having a bigger glove. If you're a beginner, I don't necessarily recommend that you buy a cheap pair of gloves. If you want a cheap pair of gloves, it took us 3 years to find this brand. We didn't have a budget range for so long. Yeah. And then we were lucky enough to find this brand, which I'm sure absolutely nobody's ever heard of. It's called Carbon Claw, which I personally hate the name, but the name doesn't change the fact that this is actually almost certainly the best boxing glove on the market for £35. I mean, the next step from this is kind of £55, £60. This, if you're a beginner and you want something kind of inexpensive, but it's going to protect your hand, it's got a good hand mould. If you like this vented palm thing, a lot of companies are doing it right now. It doesn't really make any difference to the function of the glove at all. The idea is it just airs the glove and stops it rotting from the inside out. It started in Thailand in a humid country. It's not as relevant here. But if you leave them in your kit bag overnight, yeah, it might help. Yeah? Look, it's got a good long wrist strap, little bit of elastication at the end. You can wrap it up tight on your wrist. I'm not going to put it on because I've got a watch on right now. But £35, you're going to struggle to find anything better than that unless it's second hand off eBay and you get a more expensive glove cheaply. This is what I recommend to somebody who wants an inexpensive glove. But what I say to most beginners is, if you're serious about the sport, can you invest 60 to 80 pounds and get a professional level glove, because they're going to last you a lot longer and they're going to ward against getting injuries. However, getting injuries isn't just about paying a lot of money for gloves, it's about getting the right glove for your hands. And a lot of people get kind of fixated on one brand, but that's quite often not the right thing to do. It's finding the right brand for you, not necessarily just copying your friend at the gym, because your friend at the gym might have a completely different body type to you. That's not a bad answer.
Yeah, and I'm a professional fighter. I'm investing in myself as an athlete. I've got a little bit more money to spend. I need a good sparring glove for the hard sessions with my boxing friends or my Muay Thai friends down at the gym.
This is kind of going to be an easy answer in a way. If you're truly at a decent level, then I'll probably expect you to have a little bit more knowledge about what the type of gear that you're comfortable with, although on occasion we find guys who just pick up whatever and use it, and I've met some very, very good professional fighters who are just like that, and then say, yeah, but I've had a real problem with my hand for the last 4 years. I'll give you a great example of that actually. A lad called Andrew Buchanan, I think he's 10-1 professional boxer in the Northeast. He was high up on the Olympic team a few years ago as an amateur, and he had a problem with his knuckles. This is just going to go down to body type yet again, on the way that you use the glove. But if I was going to give a simple answer, you're pretty much picking between 2 or 3 brands. Cleto Reyes are just simply quality-wise like the best build of any glove you're ever likely to see. It's a fantastic piece of kit. I use these because I can, but first thing you notice is they actually smell like new shoes, like good quality new shoes. Long wrist, soft leather, great multi-layered padding. I personally prefer lace-ups because they're more comfortable and they don't cut your training partners when you're sparring. But that would be a glove I would recommend for any pro guy to try, but it's a light glove in terms of it's not offering the best hand protection. A bit of a, for boxers in particular, a bit of a kind of a dark horse, and they're not actually that expensive at all. Yeah, is this glove. Love or hate the branding, it gets about a 50-50 split on this. This is called the Sentinel from Revgear. Now, the principal difference with this glove and a lot of the others on the market is it uses what's called injection foam moulding in the front, gel, sorry, not foam. Yeah. It's got a really nice hand compartment. Obviously on a video you're not going to see the fact that it feels nice inside. I put a nice inner lining on the glove. It cinches up real tight on your hands. On your wrist, it's got a bar in the top of the wrist here, which holds your wrist nice and tight. I'm never going to be able to show anybody this on a video, but the actual protection on every side of your hand, be it on the bottom part of your hand, the most important part being the knuckle. You can make a proper fist inside, and whenever you're striking, no matter what the striking surface and what you land on, you're protected at every side. I handed a set of these to Andrew Buchanan, and he stopped having hand problems in sparring because it was the right glove for him. You know, a lot of boxers would have taken a rival or a Cleto because of the brand, but it's just all about finding what works for the individual, not necessarily just picking it on the basis of a brand. If you're unsure, best thing to do is ring the store. Yeah?